Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade, and I'm thrilled to be here today with you. We're going to be exploring a reading. We're going to look at what door is closing in my life right now and what door is currently opening. So this is a pretty extensive reading, I think, because as I was pulling the cards, there were just various things that came up. I did go through and pull the cards for each part of the reading. It will be a kind of a three-part reading. In the first part, we'll look at what door is closing in your life and kind of what is some of the circumstances around there and what do you kind of need to know about that closing. And then the second section will be what's opening in your life and what do you need to know around that. And then finally, just some general guidance from Spirit in terms of your path forward. How do you embrace the doors that are opening for you? You know, what else do you need to be aware of or conscious of? So excited to get right into it. I wanted to let everybody know that I am definitely doing personal readings at this time. And you can find information about the readings. Just drop me a quick email at abundantjoytarot @gmail.com. And I will send you back all of the information around scheduling and pricing. My readings are done via Zoom, and they are very detailed. And I really love doing the personal readings because it gives me an opportunity to really just kind of deal with what's happening with you, as opposed to a general reading where I'm just getting the energy from the collective. Or as I pray for whoever is guided into the reading, that this reading be specifically for you and resonate with you. Personal readings give you that kind of deeper dive and also gives you an opportunity to ask any specific question that you might have as well as general. So that is that. Check that out if you're interested. Other than that, let's get into this reading. So the choices are for pile 1. You have this card here, and this note that when I was praying over these cards represent the door that is closing. So this is the first card that's kind of drawing you in. All right. So this was for pile 1, and you have the Sodalite crystal. So pile 1. And then for pile 2, you have this card here, and you have the Unakite crystal. Unakite's one of my favorites because it's got these unique colorings on them. So that's for pile number 2. And then for pile number 3, this is the card that is going to draw you in. And you have the yellow Aventurine crystal. All right. So what I invite you to do is to take a deep breath with me. And breathe out. Look closely at the cards. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. See which one resonates with you. And then you can go to the timestamps in the description, and it can take you directly to your reading. If one or more of these piles resonate for you, certainly feel free. We have complex things going on in our lives, and you may find that there's a message for you in one or both of the other piles. It's totally up to you and what your spirit is guiding you to. So I'm excited to have you here today. I'm excited to get into this readings. So let's get at it. All right. See you in pile 1. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the Sodalite pile with this card here, then this is going to be your reading. And again, we're looking at what door is closing for you right now in your life and what door is opening. And so first we're going to take a look at, and spirit guidance at the end there. So, well, really spirit guidance is throughout, but anyway. So this first card is about what is closing for you. And so what drew you into the reading was this card here. And what we have here is card 32, which would be 5, and nature. Now, it's interesting because this card right here really speaks to, it encourages you to go out into nature, to find inspiration in nature, to spend time rejuvenating yourself in nature. But again, we're looking at what door is closing for you. And so what is predominant for me in this card is that we've got this crow, which I feel like sort of represents you, if you will, right in the forefront of the card amongst all of these dandelions. And what's in the post ground of the card is sort of all these lights, sort of spotlights, and all of the community in a sense. And so what I am seeing in this card for you in terms of what might be closing for you is a state of being in which you are separated from the community, or separated from your individual community, and or separated from the spotlight, if you will. So many of you may have been in a space where you have been either kind of in sort of a hermit stage, or kind of off to yourself a bit, or maybe you have just been really reflective in your mind, like that's what I'm hearing, like deep in your head and less connected to what was going on in the world around you. So I feel like what's going to be closing for you is this sort of space of isolation, okay? But let's see, we've got some more cards here to help kind of clarify what's going on in terms of what's closing. So let's take a look at those and see what additional guidance we would get. But this was the card that kind of drew you in, so I'll set that there. Then we've got a shadow healing card. So I've pulled some oracle cards and some tarot for each section of the reading. So the additional oracle cards you have, we've got a shadow card, and then we've got these tea leaves. So let's look at the tea leaves. You've got doing something risky, taking a chance, the tiger. That is in alignment with what I'm energetically, what I'm feeling around this idea of coming out of isolation in a bit and taking a risk, moving forward, stepping into community, stepping further into the spotlight. Key. Oh, wow, look at that. Successful outcome to your problems. Okay, very good. Okay, so in regards to what's closing, like, again, seems to be resonating that what's closing for you is a sense of isolation, a sense of pulling yourself back in. Let's look at this final oracle card here. Mirage. Oh, wow. Okay, so being distracted and tired only makes the way ahead seem insurmountable. Given time to rest and reassess, the direction you need to take will become clearer. Okay, so I feel like this sort of aligns with what we're seeing and saying here, which is that I believe what is closing for you is this sense of isolation, which may have caused some illusion for you within your own mind. For some of you, it's just that you've been in a place of rest and restoration, and you may, as I'm understanding right now, if you're listening to this is a timeless reading, but if you're listening to this reading at the time that I'm actually presenting the reading, which is this sort of end of December period, my understanding is that, or if not, within the next couple of weeks of whenever you're hearing this reading, I feel like this door is in the process of closing, right? So I feel like some of you may still really be in a space of contemplation, going within, quiet time, and all of that is fine. But what you are going to find as that door begins to close, that it is going to be important for you to begin to take a risk, step back into the spotlight, and know that a successful outcome is coming, which is beautiful. But let's look at the story behind what is closing here with your tarot, okay? So you've got, wow, the Queen of Materials in all her glory. I love that. Queen of Materials in this deck represents the Queen of Pentacles. The Three of Emotions. Again, this is about community, coming back into community, okay? And then, okay, so this is reversed, so I'm going to keep it reversed. You've got the Four of Emotions. So emotions in this deck represents cups, okay? So you've got the Three of Emotions and the Four of Emotions reversed. So it's interesting because the Four of Emotions really speaks to this. Let me show it to you upright so that you can see. It really speaks to a place of feeling like you are isolated, or you're like the third one out or fourth one out, right? And that other people are connecting. I don't know if you can see these faces here, but other people are connected or connecting, and you're kind of out, right? The Four of Cups also represents a sense of apathy, just sort of like things are not working, feeling like things are not working out for you. But what's beautiful about this particular image actually is that what it's kind of showing, what the Four of Cups shows, is that you're literally holding the cup that you need. But sometimes we get into those spaces where we don't trust where we are. We feel like we've been running the rat race for some time. We're just apathetic about what's going on. We're looking at the things that we're losing rather than focusing on the things that are coming into our lives, okay? Now you've got this reversed, okay? So that lets me know that with the Four of Cups reversed, then that sense of apathy can also kind of go even deeper than that and almost turn to a bit of depression or sadness. And so, because we're talking about what door is closing for you, I feel like there is a sense of this pulling away that you've been doing that may have left you in a space of feeling a bit numb. That is what is going to be closing for you. That you're not going to be feeling as numb. You're going to be stepping more fully into this Queen of Pentacles space. Now, the other thing about the Queen of Pentacles is that she is abundant, okay, and then she has worked really hard to get to where she is. Then she is seeing the harvest of things. So some of you may have either just recently had a success of some kind. Sometimes successes can pull us in. So we begin to kind of reflect on like, okay, is this direction where I want to go? Or maybe it was a bit of an ending. And so you needed to kind of figure out what needs to come next. But I feel like in terms of the energy that I'm getting from these three cards together here is a confirmation of what I was saying in this nature card in regards to getting back into community, to rejuvenate your success, to rejuvenate your Queen of Pentacles, to begin to take steps forward toward what it is that you're wishing for and dreaming for in your life. You may have just been in a space where you had kind of overworked yourself, okay? And that what is closing is an end to that, okay? An end to a sense of apathy and depression, a step into community, okay? The Three of Emotions, remember, it is the Three of Cups, but it represents emotions, right? So it talks about, now the Three of Emotions really talks about celebration, talks about celebrations with deep, close family members, and friends, and kind of coming together in that space of celebration. All right. And so the fact that it's sort of like landing here along connected with this card of nature and what I was seeing here in terms of rejoining community, I feel like one of your keys, if you will, to kind of move out of what is going to be closing for you in your life, this sense of mirage, this sense of illusion, this sense of being caught up in your own head in a way that is no longer fruitful for you, is one of the keys to that is going to be stepping into community and stepping into your own power. Okay. What I love about this Queen of Pentacles card is that this is literally like, I don't know if you can see her. She's like down here and she is looking at this beautiful, like she's at an art, I think the story behind it is that she's sort of at an art gallery and she's looking at this beautiful representation of who she is, like her being sort of bigger than life, right? So it's like you being sort of bigger than life in a certain way and stepping into that. All right. That's what I'm saying in terms of what is closing for you. We will come back to this, but I'm going to kind of move this over to the side and look at what door is opening for you with these next cards that we have here. So I'm just going to move this over to the side and we will see how this gets played out. Okay. So in terms of what is opening for you, and I have not looked at these cards, so it's going to be a journey for us both. So we've got fog. Okay. Interesting. As you're initially coming out of or stepping into this new door, it's going to be important for you to, I guess the word that I'm getting is sort of patiently fly, right? Because I'm seeing this crow here, and he's like, he is beginning to take flight, but he can't fully see. So he needs to be careful about how he's navigating between these trees here. Now, there is space down here at the bottom in order for him to be able to see, because, you know, the fog can kind of lift, and I'm getting this sense of like the fog lifting. So it may be that what is happening for you, because we did get this sense of mirage illusion in terms of kind of where you were or what is sort of closing. And so I feel like as you're moving into this new door, we're going to get this sense of like the fog is lifting. And as the fog is lifting, you need to carefully navigate your way into your next steps. So that's the first thing I'm seeing in terms of what's opening for you and what's going in. A sense of the fog is lifting. And then we've got Sunflower, practice courage every day. Now, this reminds me of what it was saying here with this tiger card in terms of where you were going, taking a chance, taking a risk. So there's a sense that as new doors are opening for you, as your new path is becoming forward, it's going to be important for you, all you beautiful souls who chose pile number 1, to step into your personal courage. And for each of us, that's going to look different. You know, for some of that courage is just simply getting up out of the bed if we're in a space of depression and unable to physically move in certain ways, right? For others of us who have been making moves and doing things within our lives, then that courage is about taking that greater risk in your business or speaking your truth in a relationship, family member or loved one, partner or something like that, right? So it's about you understanding what are the things in your life that causes you to use your own personal courage and practicing doing that every day, right? Even if it's on a small scale. Okay. If you struggle with speaking, I keep getting speaking and I'm getting a feeling in my throat chakra as well. So if some of you are struggling with actually fully speaking your truth, then your courage every day might just be being completely honest in any communications that you're having with other people, taking a risk to say some things that maybe you haven't said before in the past, standing in your own power and standing up for yourself in ways that maybe you haven't allowed yourself to do in the past. Now, your tea leaves in terms of the doors that are opening is reconciliation. I definitely was getting this sense of sort of like relationship, community, speaking your truth. So there's this sense of like an opportunity for you to be able to do that. And then you've got a dog far away, a distant friend is thinking of you. Okay. So there is, that just goes so beautifully with this reconciliation piece that, it could be a friend, but I'm also getting that, this friend may be able to help you with the reconciliation that you're dealing with. The reconciliation may be with a family member, and it could be with, a partner of some kind or something like that. But what I'm getting very clearly for you all in terms of this moving forward is that as your own mental fog lifts, you need to speak. You need to speak your whole truth in the situation and be able to move forward into the new door that's going to be opening for you, okay, in this process. So let's look at the tarot that we pulled for the opening. So you've got beautiful, the King of Cups, the Five of Wands. We got one more here. Wow, the Empress. That is gorgeous. So in terms of what's opening for you is the the King of Cups is like emotional fulfillment, okay, is one way that I look at it. Like he has mastered the terrain of not only his own internal emotions, but external emotions as well. And he has learned the balance and the harmony between balancing his emotions, being able to weather his internal storms, and understanding, being intuitively aware and empathically aware of the emotions of other people, but in an empowering way so that it does not overwhelm you, but you're able to sort of navigate the emotional waters of others as you are navigating your own emotional waters. So what a beautiful door to be walking through as you are going to step into a place of stepping into your courage and stepping into your voice and moving into a place of reconciliation of some kind within your life. So, good Spirit is really saying very clearly here that you're going to be up-leveling, if you will, in regards to your emotional intelligence and your emotional well-being, in your emotional, I want to say protection or guidance of yourself. Okay, knowing yourself so well that you can navigate yourself through situations in a way that you are nurturing yourself as well as nurturing the situation. And that's very clear with this Empress card here. Now you've got the Five of Wands, which I'll speak to in a minute, but you've got the Five of Wands card here. Now the Five of Wands, notice here that she is actually moving the chess pieces of, I almost want to say, the people in her life. Like there's a sense of negotiating, and these chess pieces can represent people in your life. They can represent situations in your life. They can represent, because it's a wands, you're really talking about sort of, it could be like creativity or sort of fire in your life, the passions in your life, okay? So being able to effectively navigate that. Now, fives generally just represent a type of conflict, but what's a little bit different for me when I see this Five of Wands is it's really, conflict is also challenge, right? And challenge can make us better. So I feel like when we talk about what's opening is that, yes, you may face some challenges. To be able to come to a place of mastery of your own emotions and the emotions of others, that cannot happen without navigating the challenges of your life. But what I'm seeing here is that you are going to be able to learn how to more effectively move the pieces in situations in your life in a way that helps you to be empowered over them, okay? So that is a beautiful door to be kind of walking through. And then to have this final powerful card of the Empress is so beautiful, because the Empress is about, she's the third, and she's a major arcana. She's extremely abundant, but most importantly, she is a creator. So she is creating from the universe, okay? All things are possible for her. She's so abundant that she can give very easily from her overflow, okay? And so there's this sense of the door that is opening for you is to really be fully stepping into the abundance of who you are as an individual, your emotional well-being, your sense of being able to strategically navigate the things in your life, and your ability to be able to create, not only artistically, but just to create and manifest that which you want to manifest within your life, and to be able to do it from a place of generosity and nurturing of self and of others, okay? Gorgeous. That's a beautiful, beautiful opening, you all. I hope that you can fully receive that and take the steps you need to show courage every day to move yourself in the direction of your dreams, because you are being fueled underneath with the power to do that, okay? So that is what I'm seeing in terms of what is closing and what is opening. And then the final section of the reading is just guidance from Spirit on your path forward. How do you fully embrace the doors that are opening that we've talked to here? And there may be some other doors that are opening as well, but how do you fully navigate through that? So let me see, where can I put this? These are for the other readings. So I'm going to slide these down. Excuse me here. And then I'm going to put your openings over here so that we can get to see what is happening with the guidance from Spirit. Okay, I love that this Empress card is here, and I want you to be able to continue to see it. So I'm going to put it over here. Okay. Reconciliation, coming out of the fog. Friends, thinking of you from afar. Beautiful. practice courage. Okay, so overall guidance from Spirit in terms of how to embrace these next steps. All right. Look at that gorgeousness. Fulfillment, harmony, protection. Wow, look at that beautiful card. You know, this sort of reminds me of the tree of life. You know, and whenever I see sort of the tree of life, it speaks to like being in alignment with your life purpose. You know, what are the goals of your life? Are you moving in the direction that you are, you know, is going to bring you your highest sense of self, purpose, joy, and abundance, right? The 9 of Hearts. Wow. Fulfillment. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I also get the sense from you all. I know we got you stepped into like the nature card, and we were talking about that as a door of closing. But again, I don't get that was for you to step away from nature. And I'm actually getting this as kind of a reminder that one of your sources of power is in connecting with nature. Okay. So you never need to lead that. Even as you're taking brave steps to step further into the community, you still have your connection to nature as a source of power for you, okay? This card really signifies success on multiple levels, emotional fulfillment and wisdom, okay? So something that's dear to you or something that you're working toward is going to have a positive outcome. And so you've not only gotten this card here in terms of the guidance from Spirit, but you also had that key card in the beginning when it talks about doors are closing. Even if a door is closing, that means with that key card there, that there will be a successful outcome of those closings. Doors closing and doors opening is just a natural part of life, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be that a door that is closing is a negative thing. We're just challenged by change in general as human beings, right? So sometimes when we think, oh, the door's closing, oh, we want all the doors open. Well, actually, you don't want all the doors open because some doors are not helpful at all. And actually, some doors are kind of painful. So it's good to let go of things that are no longer serving us. This card talks about moving into a period of peace and harmony and a deep sense of personal satisfaction and emotional fulfillment. This is beautiful. It is saying that the light is shining upon you and all is going to be blessed. You can move forward with confidence. And I love that because it is affirming for us what we got in the other card there of practice courage each day. Build your confidence each day. The affirmation here is, I am blessed, I am protected, I am grateful, I am fulfilled, and I am loved. Okay? So let's see what the tarot was that I pulled here from Spirit's guidance. So you got, wow, the Ace of Cups. Oh, you got 4. I actually pulled 3, but some of the decks got more based on what was going on. Okay? So you got the 5 of Cups, 7 of Wands, and the Tower. Okay. Wow. So this is a confirmation of a couple of things. So this kind of sense that you've been in where you've been sort of focusing on the loss. You've got the 5 of Cups here, which is not the same as the 4 of Emotions because the 4 of Emotions is more like apathy. But the 5 of Cups talks about focusing on the loss, okay? And not seeing that magical cup that she is holding in her hands, okay? So I feel like the guidance from Spirit for you is to really focus on what the magic is that you still have in your hands, all right? This is going to be very important for you as you move forward into your next stages here. Now, you've also got the 7 of Wands, which talks about protection, energy protection. So being able to, you notice here, she's connecting here with her sacral chakra and she is connecting with the divine and she is fortified. She's fortifying herself, being protected by these wands underneath. So there's a sense of like you fully protecting this light that is within you, beautiful Pal One. Okay. Really allowing yourself to be fully protected by connecting with your higher self, divine, your spirit guides, how it is that you walk in the world that gives you energy and light. Okay. And then you've got this Tower card. Now, be not afraid, my loved ones, because the Tower card is really just saying, Spirit is saying these doors are closing, okay? This sense of isolation is closing from you. What's beautiful in this Tower card is you've got these butterflies in here, and it's like you are in the middle of transformation. So the main thing about the Tower card is do not hold too closely to those things that are falling around you. Do not hold on to them. Allow them to be released so that you can move forward into your divine light. All right. I love that it started off here with the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, look at this. It's like just a infusion of heart energy, right? The aces represent a beginning. It represents the birthing, right, of this newness. And I feel like the Ace of Cups blends so well with this door of stepping into emotional fulfillment, balance, and harmony of not only your internal emotions, but being able to navigate the emotions of others around you in your life. Okay, so I feel like the story here is again resonating and saying, yes, some things are going to be fading away, pulling away, closing out of your life. And what your task is to do, beloveds, is to let go and allow that to happen, because a beautiful new beginning of emotional fulfillment is coming forth. Then our final cards that we have here are oracle cards. And so they're sort of like manifestation cards. So I'm going to pull what I got here. So it says, remember. Wow, that's beautiful. Wow. Spirit is inviting you to remember who you are. I really, as soon as I turn this over, I got an image of like a child, and a joyful child. Right. And so there's this sense of like, whether or not you had a joyful childhood or not, that is not what I'm speaking to. What I'm speaking to is the space of memory where things were possible, where you were able to dream bigger in what is possible, and remembering the parts of yourself that are happy, whole, loved, and free. Even if you're like, well, wait a minute, I don't remember my childhood. Remember that you are an eternal soul, okay? You came here with a purpose and a reason, and there is a remembering that can happen even prior to your physical experience on earth, okay? But I also trust and believe and know that there are spaces within your physical time on earth in which Spirit is asking you to remember. And that may also have to do with this recognition piece that we have seen in your reading, okay? So you've got remember, and then you've got inspire. Love that. Okay, and then we've got this sense of like music. So some of you may want to really tap into music that has sustained you or comforted you or just brings you joy. Recently I've like heard, I think I randomly tuned to like some channel or something on Spotify that was like 80s music, and not to show my age, but I was like, flashbacks. It was wonderful. I was dancing around in 90s music and laughing and just thinking about the times, that were connected to that, whether they were positive or negative. But even in some memories, they were maybe like a negative. Oh, I remember when I was pining after so-and-so, when I was listening to this, and just being able to embrace my growth and being able to embrace the beautiful, transforming, evolving individual in life that I am walking today. And so there's a sense of letting yourself be inspired by the things that are around you, inspired by music, inspired by art, inspired by nature, inspired by the people or things that bring you joy. Okay. So this is, again, guidance from Spirit. So they're asking you to remember and to allow yourself to be inspired. And I also feel like you're going to be inspiring others as you step back into the limelight, okay? And then your final two cards are these vision board cards, and you've got physical strength, okay? Keep it up. I can do anything, okay? So this is a vision card. And so some of you may be getting back into that gym. You may be at home doing things. You may be implementing a new yoga process or stretching process. You may be doing something with your health that you haven't done for a while. I just recently started taking care of my feet in a better way. And that is a blessing. So, whatever it is that is going to help you to feel invigorated and vibrant, Spirit is asking you to kind of tap into that and to keep at it if you're already on that road. Okay. And then finally, you've got options. I love this because here we are circled back to the key. We've got travel and wealth. We've got, options, donut or the fruit, right? Are we going to do the healthy option or the sweet option? And there's no judgment. Some days it's the sweet option. Some days it's the fruit option. But the point here is that Spirit is saying, beloved, that you have options. You have choices. You're going to be stepping into a new level of understanding of self, a new level of understanding of your environment. All right. So that's what I see for you all. This is a big reading. Thank you for staying and listening to it. I hope that you were able to get what you needed to hear today to be able for you to move powerfully into your abundant joy. And thank you for joining the Abundant Joy Tarot. I will continue to try to bring you information that helps you to be connected with your guides, to get confirmations where you need them. If you like the readings that you are seeing here, please go ahead and click that subscribe button for me. I'd love to have you as a part of the community. And also drop a comment down there. I'd love to hear, what resonates with you, or if you have any ideas of things that you'd like to see in readings, you can certainly share that with me. And again, if you're interested in a personal reading, go ahead and drop me an email on abundantjoytarot@gmail.com. You all have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, Pal 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Unakite crystal here and this card, then this is going to be your reading. And as a reminder, we're doing a reading today on what doors are closing in your life right now, and then what doors are opening, and then ending the reading with some additional guidance from Spirit in terms of how you can effectively move forward into those open doors, to the doors that are opening. So this is the card that drew you in, and this card was pulled in regards to what is closing in your life right now. So let's take a peek. All right. Illusion 24. Okay. So, wow. Okay, so this is a beautiful thing to be closing. Now, there's some really amazing things that we're seeing here. In this card. Okay, so first of all, this crow is like sort of looking in the mirror, and what they're seeing is sort of like a shattered mirror, that things are a bit broken, barren, and all of that. Okay, but what is directly around them that they're not seeing in this mirror, in this reflection of their illusion, okay, are these beautiful dandelions, which I don't know if any of you all or who did not grow up with that, but where I grew up in the South, when we would see dandelions like that and they were fully blossomed like that, that was like a wishing opportunity. So we would blow the dandelions and, sort of pray and hope that that all those little dandelion petals were taking our wishes out to the universe. Now, I try not to do that now because I need to fully blossom, but it is, it's just a joyful thing. And so it's representing here for me the multiple possibility of wishes that are available to you, as well as the fact that I don't know if you can see that, but right in front of the mirror is a little key there. Okay. And the key is not reflected in that mirror. So there's a sense of like the breaking of the illusion isn't a key into something else. So for you all drawing this card or stepping into the reading via this card, it's letting me know that there are some things, some situations, some in your life, or it could be your very own thought process within your life that has provided some illusions that is no longer serving you and is keeping you from moving in the direction of the open door that is there for you, the key that is there for you, the wishes that are there for you. Illusions can be as simple, you guys, as like, when you have, been working on the computer and you think you sent an email and you did not send the email, but you think you did, and all day or even all week, you think, why is this person not responding to me? You've made up a whole story about the situation. You might be angry about it, like, I deserve to be responded, whatever it might be, right? And meanwhile, you never sent the email. And then when you finally realize, you're like, oh, I was creating a whole story around that. So that's like sort of a small way that we do it on a regular basis. That happens with communication in relationships of all kinds, all of the time. We make assumptions about what is there. We create a story around it, and we move from that space rather than looking at the truth and the light of the situation. Okay. So illusions, this is about stepping away from illusions that are in your life. Also, you should know, pile 2, we are masters at eluding ourselves. So really thinking that, something is the way it is without looking at something truthfully, because either we're afraid to, or it's just the unknown, or whatever it might be. So be very cautious about your thoughts and what illusions you're seeing. Also being clear about listening to your gut. And when something doesn't feel right in your world, if you're like, this doesn't seem to be what it is, it may not be. So really being able to kind of step away from those illusions. Let's see what else we got here in regards to what doors are actually closing, and see if it will fill out more of what I'm seeing with this. So you've got discontentment. Something doesn't feel right. Just saying that. Something doesn't feel right, but identifying what's missing eludes you. Re-examine the situation from a distance, and missing pieces will become obvious. Okay. So again, there's this sense of like, something is not right in a given situation or some aspect of your life or some aspect of your thinking. All right. But you're not quite sure what it is. And what is going to be closing for you is the illusion. Okay. Discontentment often can come from illusions. Just in that example that I gave you about the email, the discontentment that you would be feeling around not getting a response was a complete illusion. The individual didn't even know that you were reaching out to them. Okay. So just being conscious of like what does not feel right in your life. Allow yourself a chance to step away from it and see if you've created any illusions, or if there are any illusions being formed around the situation, so that you can see clearly. Okay. I'm really getting a sense from you all that there's this sense of like, that what's closing for you is this sort of darkness and confusion, and that more light needs to come into the situation. And part of bringing the light into the situation, you are empowered to do. Okay. So yeah. All right. And then you've got to help us. So we've got woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. Okay. And horse, a short journey. I'm getting a couple of things, a couple of different scenarios. I feel like this is a mixed bag because of who might be listening to this reading. But what I'm understanding is that some of you have been dealing with a situation that you might have thought was going to be a more longer term situation, but it's actually a shorter term situation. It may be involving a woman. I don't get the sense of like whether this woman is someone is a family member. It could be a family member. For some of you, it could be a family member, or it could be someone that you were doing a project with, or someone that you were working with, or something like that. That there is something that is going to be closing there in terms of your relationships with that individual. I don't get the sense that this is necessarily a bad thing. In other words, it had its beginning, its middle, and its end, and it's time for it to close. Now, for some of us, letting things close can feel difficult, whether or not it's time for it to close or not. But I think if you tap into your gut and into your feeling, you will know, yes, this is something that is ending. This is something I need to walk away from. Okay. Or just, and it may be a mutual walking away. Okay. But there's a sense of, at the very least, changing your dealings with a female energy in your life. And I'll say that because, this might not necessarily be a woman, but let's just say a female energy in your life, okay? Or feminine type energy in your life. And feminine is just going to be an energy that is going to be more of a receptive energy, okay? For lack of a better word. But I think most of you all know what I mean when I say like a feminine energy. Okay. So let's also look at your tarot for what is closing in your life to see if we can shed any additional light on this situation or these doors that are closing in your life. And you've got the Fool. Wow, look at that. This is interesting because it's a little bit... There's some similarities to the first one. The Four of Voices, which is going to be the Four of Swords. Look at that. Look at her vision there. Okay. But what's deep about it is that like her body and the rest of her is at a place of rest and covering while she is connecting deeply to the divine. It's interesting because there's another energy that's over here on the side here. But she is fully connected to the universal side. I've seen this in different ways, but like sometimes I see it as the person, the individual who is here, or standing outside of themselves. But now I'm really seeing it as possibly other energies that are around you that are kind of becoming smaller to your vision of yourself and who you are. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. All right, and then the Two of Inspirations, which is going to be the Two of Wands. There's really a sense of like forward movement. So when the Two of Wands shows up, the twos often represent a decision, a duality of some kind, okay? And so and with the Two of Wands, you can see here, she's like looking through the telescope, sort of has her hand up there, like she's looking to the horizon, what is coming next. There's a sense that you need to make a decision about what is going to move you further toward your dreams and manifesting in your purpose and taking steps. That's the difference. For me, that is the difference between the Two of Wands and Two of Swords. That the Two of Wands is really talking about not only determining what the direction is, but then taking that first step in that direction. Okay. So there's a sense here that, kind of what is closing is this sense of, illusion, discontentment, stagnation almost to a sense, right? And what's going to be moving forward is this sense of taking a risk with the Fool, stepping out into the unknown, tapping into the divine, making a decision and moving towards your purpose. All right. So that is what I'm seeing in terms of like what's closing, in terms of like it's what's closing for you is this sense of sort of stagnation and illusion. And understanding that you've got power in the process of illuminating what you need to illuminate in your life, closing the doors yourself before it gets to the point where the universe needs to close them for you, okay? And instead, taking a leap into the direction of your purpose and your dreams, all right? Yeah. I want to see about this Four of Voices to make sure there isn't any additional guidance, because I keep coming back to it in mind and in sight. So there's a sense of the universal piece here. The Four of Voices, which also represents the Four of Wands, typically in the deck represents like taking time, meditation, deep rest, okay? Kind of like meditation, but a deep connection to like spirit, right? it is a time to slow down before you get to that place of burnout. And for you all, I feel like it's also a time of activation. Okay. It's a time of activation with spirit. Yeah. That's what I see there for that. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing in regards to what is closing for you. And so now we are going to take a look at what doors are opening for you. And then we'll look at the additional guidance from spirit. I'm going to move this over to the side. Okay. In case we need to refer back to it. And let's look at what is opening. So you've got forgiveness. And again, we've got this key. He had the key in front of the mirror, and then we've got this beautiful key here. And I feel like I'm looking at this flower here and these flowers here and the flowers. And the first thing I thought of is like a blooming heart, okay? The next thing that came to mind was a blooming crown. Okay, so the top of your head, like a blooming crown. So I feel like we need to remember here with the forgiveness card that forgiveness is for yourself. Okay, it's not just for other people. All right, and that in forgiving yourself, forgiving others. But I didn't make that mistake of saying, because forgiving yourself is actually what I was trying to get to, is that forgiving yourself is critical. And oftentimes we think, well, I don't need to forgive myself. But oftentimes you need to just remember that sometimes forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to be in certain situations where you were harmed in some way or misguided or, felt like you kind of lived in this sense of illusion, right? And understand that you're doing the best that you can at any given moment, that we're all in a process of growth. We're all in a process of transformation as we're walking on this physical plane. We're all in a process of development of our souls, some further along than others, but it is what it is. And we're all circling back, right? And so it is a part of your soul journey to embrace forgiveness. I'm getting the sense, because this is what the door that is opening for you, that the forgiveness that we're talking about here is multi-layered. So that the forgiveness that I'm seeing in terms of what's opening for you, some of you have a deep wound that is old, that you have not allowed yourself the space to forgive whoever the entities were, or, whatever the situation was, as well as you're holding some unforgiveness of yourself in that situation. And I also feel that there is what's opening for you is an act of, I almost want to say daily forgiveness. That seems like a lot, but a sense of like embracing all of who you are, all of your limitations, allowing yourself to be in a space of compassion and easily forgiving yourself of your, anything that you feel is awry with you. What I'm hearing is a lot of internal chatter of like, oh, I should have done that, or I shouldn't have done that, or there I go again, I've done this again, all of that. And I'm getting that the door that is opening for you is the opportunity for you to be able to quiet that voice by immediate forgiveness of self and beginning to move forward. The greater that you can grow your capacity to forgive yourself, the greater is your capacity to receive love and to give love and to forgive others. Oh my. Okay. The other reading just fell on the floor. So I'm going to pause this and get it in because I need to have it for the next reading. Okay. At least the other reading fell in a stack. So that was easy. All right, so let's get back to it. So again, we're talking about the doors that are opening for you, and we've got this forgiveness. Now, other information around forgiveness here. Stand still for now and listen to your life. Wow. And you've got this beautiful lotus. If you have an opportunity to be able to have a representation of a lotus flower around you, whether that be a drawing or an actual lotus flower of some kind, I think that would be a nice reminder for you to be able to put in your space around you in this time forgiveness is one of those processes where it's really important for you to be able to stand still within your own skin and listen, right? Listen to your own voice, like your own internal guidings, your own internal promptings. Not only in listening, but having compassion for whatever comes up for you. So in the process of forgiving, we are going to go through the whole range of emotions that we do with any grief, any moving to a next space, right? You're going to have the anger, you're going to have the sadness, you're going to have the desire to want to like go within and pull away, right? Allow yourself the space to have those feelings, and then be able to get to the other side of it. Stand still for now and listen to your life. And then the tea leaves you've got in terms of what door is opening for you is victory in some endeavor, and do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Be the bull. All right. So there's an opportunity for you to really show courage, pile 2. Step into really claiming. I really feel like this has to do with the forgiveness piece. You know, the forgiveness of self, the forgiveness of whatever else is going on in your life. Now, you've also got a victory in some endeavor. Understand that when you allow yourself forgiveness, you open up new pathways that you didn't even believe were possible. Okay. So sometimes when you allow yourself to forgive yourself in some way or forgive some long loss, whatever it might be, you create space for victory. Okay. And you move forward more quickly once you've been able to release those energies that have been holding you down. All right. So that's beautiful. Let's look at the tarot for the door that is opening for you. And we have strength. Look at that. It's right in alignment with the bull card. Okay. We'll talk about that. The 6 of Pentacles and justice. Very strong cards, you all. So the strength card is really talking about inner strength. You know, it really talks about taming the beast within, right? So there's really a sense for you all in terms of what's opening for you is an opportunity for immense personal growth that is going to accelerate your path toward victory in the things that you choose to manifest in your life. All right. Spirit is telling you to lean on your internal strength and do the work that's needed to come out on the other side. The blessing is that you've also got the 6 of Pentacles card. And the 6 of Pentacles card talks about an easy flow of reciprocal give and take. Sometimes people speak to it as a bit of charity, but it's really about this sort of easy flow of giving, right? Where someone or some situation is going to step in to really pour into you, right? Like as this tea is coming in, like really being poured into, which allows you to in turn pour into others as well. I'm also hearing as I'm holding this card that you need to pour into yourself. So while there will be opportunities coming up for you as you walk into this new door of others giving to you and you receiving from the universe in ways that you had not yet expected, there's also a huge opportunity for you to be able to pour into yourself in ways that you have not allowed yourself to pour into. Okay. Forgive anything that is going on, you all, because that is your key in this situation to be able to open up to new things that are coming for you. What's wonderful, though, on sitting on top of all that is the Justice card. And the Justice card talks about the balancing of scales. The law of the universe is balance and harmony. Therefore, if you have been wronged in some way, it is justice. It is the law of the universe to karmically adjust and bring you into the right place, right? Into the balanced, just place. So as you forgive, you will find that the scales begin to balance more. The places where you have felt wronged or you have felt imbalanced or you have felt, I'm hearing like persecuted in some way, you will see justice. You will see a flowing in from the universe, giving to you, okay? As well as opportunities for you to give to yourself in ways that you couldn't give to yourself in the past, okay? So a real balancing of energy is what is coming forward for you in terms of opening doors, which is incredibly beautiful. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of what's opening for you. And now in the final stage of the reading, we're going to look at what is Spirit's guidance for you in terms of embracing the open doors and moving forward in other ways towards your purpose and your joy and your abundant joy. Okay, so you've got Enchanted Forest. Oh, I love that. Okay. So you got mystery, magic, and excitement. Yes. Okay, which is also a 27, which is would be a 9, which to me is also representative of transformation. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. I love this because the Enchanted Forest, anything that has to do with magic, is, beautiful. But what is wonderful is that, it's saying here mystery and magic, right? So you're coming from a place of closing the illusion. Illusion is like another way, I would say a more negative way of looking at mystery, right? The positive way of looking at mystery is like that which is unknown but is unfolding that can be positively affecting your life, right? Magic. So this is saying here, 1 minute life seems rather mundane and boring, all right? You're in a fog. You're not clear of what is going on. And then all of a sudden, someone or something sweeps into your world like a breath of fresh air. All of a sudden, you feel as though you are on a magical mystery tour. Hallelujah. Let's get on a magical mystery tour, pile 2. With a renewed sense of passion and excitement for life. And it doesn't matter that you have no real idea where this is all leading you, okay? In fact, not knowing kind of creates its own sense of excitement. Life is now full of romance and seemingly endless creative possibilities. Enjoy the journey. Don't be in a hurry. Allow things to unfold in their own way and time, all right? Because what unravels is going to bring you a lasting joy and a deep sense of fulfillment. I love that for you. So this is Spirit really saying to you, look, beloved, you're going to be doing some work. You're going to be doing some personal work. You're going to be doing some forgiveness of others, some forgiveness of yourself. You're going to be forgiving. What I'm hearing is also forgiving what you, how do I say this? What you thought, what or where you thought you needed to be in your life at this time. Oftentimes we have this, sometimes an illusion, or we have this idea of where we need to be at a certain space and time in our life, okay? And Spirit is really saying, like, let that go. You are where you are. Allow yourself to accept fully where you are. Forgive whatever may have occurred to get you to where you are, because there is a beautiful, unfolding, magical journey in front of you, all right? Let's look at the tarot that is coming along with this message from Spirit. And you've got the 5 of... No, wait, let me just make sure. Yeah, no, these are not supposed to be reversed. Sorry, guys. 5 of Swords, 3 of Wands, 8 of Wands. Yes. Okay. This 8 of Wands is like confirming the magical mystery ride that you're about to be on, because the 8 of Wands is the fastest moving in the card. It talks about forward motion, moving forward. But let's talk about this 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords, this card just illustrates it so well for me in terms of what the energy of is the 5 of Swords. He's got that crow in his little head next to his little ear going, ka, 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 ka. This can be your own internal mental process that is speaking to you in a negative way. And it can be paralyzing the way that we speak to ourselves, consciously or unconsciously. So get conscious, y'all. Get conscious of what it is that you're doing to speak to yourself, what it is that you're saying exactly, and actively shift what it is that you're saying in your head in the direction of your purpose and dreams. Understand the way the Spirit sees you as a light, as a confident being, as an ability, as an individual and human who is capable, not only capable, but deeply able to succeed greatly at your life purpose. Okay. So finding what it is that you are moving toward and embracing all of your, not synchronous, your, I want to say peccadillos, y'all, but all of your, little personality traits, all of your little, what's the word? Peccadillo is the best word I can think of. Like those parts that are part of who you are, that make up who you are. Your phobias, your little ways that you'd like to have things. I've got to have mayo on this. I've got to, I don't know what it is. Everybody's got their own little thing. I've got to sit on this side of the car or whatever it is. All those little peccadillos, right? That make up who you are as an individual, right? Embracing those things and understanding that some of those things are help guiding you to what is going to be just the right fit for you, your purpose, okay? And then you've got this beautiful Three of Wands where she is literally on the horizon waiting for her ship to come in. She's done the initial work and the next steps are coming in. All right. And they're going to come in very, very quickly. So Spirit is saying, y'all, get ready for the magical mystery ride. You may not know where things are going to go, but the doors are opening for you to move toward your purpose very swiftly. All right. So allow yourself the time that you need to forgive yourself and to forgive others so that you can be ready and prepared, locked and loaded, if you will, to take your journey with Spirit. Okay. Now, let's look at the final guidance that we have from Spirit. And we've got these dream cards, spiritual cards. Transition. You're in movement. You're birthing. It's like this egg is like the universal egg in which you are growing out of. Manifest. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Yeah, this pile number 2, you all are, get ready, get your seatbelt on, y'all. Get your spiritual seatbelt on, because you are about to go on a journey. Spirit is right there with you. They are saying that it is time. It's time for you to shed whatever leaves are no longer, working for you, whatever illusion is no longer there, so you can really stand strong, fully in your power, and transition to this new place that you're going to be in your life. Do not hold on to whatever it is that you're clinging to, beloveds. It is time. It is time for you to take the steps into this transformation and to begin to manifest that which you are dreaming of. Look at this. This is a beautiful road. Not only is it like clear, it's winding a bit, but it is also like wide enough that you can take the steps that you need to take. It's a very clear division of what the next step is. It's like Spirit is saying, I'm ordering your steps. You're going to know what the next step is. You just need to take the journey. Okay. And even in this sort of nighttime, if you will, there is an abundance of light. I love that there's all these like little stars and shining things along the way. That to me is really speaking of the angels and the guides that are walking with you in spirit as you go along the journey. They're going to give you the tools that you need each step of the way. Okay. Allow yourself to fully tap in. And the final cards you have are the vision card. Ooh, okay, good Lord. I didn't know that was there. I need to cover that a little bit. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay. I didn't know. I have not looked at these yet. What do I need to cover? I need to cover this whole card. Okay, hold on. So this card is... This card is hot, SEX. That's what it says, y'all. I can't make it up. It's literally what it says. Okay. So, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, depending on where you are in your life, it is this energy of fire, okay, which is going to be manifesting in your life. Sensuality, fire. For some of y'all, hallelujah. Go out there, have a great time. This is going to be opening into your life. But understand that this is also an energy, okay? The energy of passion is an energy in our life that fuels us, can heal us, can put us on a path to igniting things. And I'm really getting the sense for you all that what is opening for you, as we talked about this magical journey, right? This magical journey that Spirit is taking you on, is there is going to be an infusion of fire. You also got the Three of Wands, which is also about fire. She's standing there with the fire lit, waiting for her ships to come in. Then you got the Eight of Wands, which is also fire, moving things forward quickly, okay? So, yes, you got this card in your vision board card, which is beautiful. I love it for you. Embrace it, embrace the creative power and fire behind the sensual energy of passion, okay? That's what I'm going to say to that right there. This is not a what do you call it? What do they call those readings? An after hours reading. So I'm going to keep it at that, but you all understand what that is. Now, it's interesting because you also got the reunited card. X returns. I don't know what that means for you all. It could also be, it's interesting. I'm seeing these band-aids on the cards, which is reminding me of forgiveness. Okay. This sense of forgiveness. And then this card also has like sort of butterflies all over it. This sense of transformation. So what it's telling me is that for you all who are in this pile, one of the doors that is opening for you and what Spirit is really speaking to is you have the opportunity to not only transform the relationship that you have with yourself, okay, but also the relationship that you have with the others. It may involve past friendships that you've had. It may involve past exes that you have, but there is a sense of being reunited. Understand that reunion comes is served best when you have done the work of forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others. All right. So this is what I am seeing for you all on this beautiful, magical, enchanted forest journey that you're going to be going on. Be mindful of your thoughts. Okay. And embrace what you are able to manifest and transition into in your life. You've got justice is coming in. You've got strength, lean on your inner strength. And you've got that beautiful Six of Pentacles where there's going to be this easy flow of giving to yourself and the universe giving to you in this time. So I hope that you received the message that you needed to receive today. Thanks for joining in the Abundant Joy Tarot. If you like what you're hearing here, please click that like button down there. Hit the subscribe button. This all help me building the channel. Also, drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you, what resonates with you. And also, if there's any ideas for readings and things that you would like to see in the future, I'd be happy to hear them. If you're interested in a personal reading, please drop me an email at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com. And I will get it back to you and let you know what the scope is. Other than that, I hope you have an abundantly joyful day. And I'll see you in the next reading. All right. Bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the yellow Aventurine and this card here, then this is going to be your reading. And today we're doing a reading looking at what doors are closing for you and what doors are opening for you, as well as some guidance from Spirit on how to move forward into the doors that are opening. That being said, we're going to jump right into your reading. And let's see what you got. So this card, the first part of the reading, we're looking at what door or doors are closing for you. Okay. And this card that drew you in is speaking to that. So let's see what you got. So you've got 29 memory. Okay. So memory. So this is really interesting because this card, and in regards to this is the third reading. So there are some other themes of forgiveness and moving on from the past in some way that got played out actually in both of the other piles. And it's always interesting to me to see what energy is sort of moving throughout. So there may be, I want to say that pile number 2 had a heavy forgiveness piece. So if you felt drawn to pile number 2, you may want to look at that. If not, no, don't worry. It is what it is. But let's take a look at this card here. This here in particular is talking about how crows themselves as a creature have a incredible memory, and they remember like who predators are. They remember like what humans are like kind to them and what humans are not kind to them. And not only do they remember it, but they pass it on. Like they're generationally, like they will generally pass it on to their young, which, you know, we do as well, right? In terms of like what work. Wow. Okay, so what I just got a hit of around this card is, wow. Whew, okay. Generational memory. All right. Okay, so let me just finish what I was saying about memory. So what this card is actually asking you to do is to think about, you know, examine the areas in your life where you may be letting a past hurt or situation impact how you engage with someone today. Okay, are you cautious or holding a grudge? Do you expect others to behave in a certain way because of a past behavior? So within your own life, beautiful pile number 3, you need to really kind of examine the spaces where you're like, you have set in stone certain expectations of individuals or certain situations or even certain institutions, okay? And in terms of that, so therefore informing, affecting how you approach them, okay? So you don't go to a certain store because when you were coming up, there was an act of discrimination that happened there, right? To someone in your family that was very, you know, close to you. I'm not saying you need to go back there. I'm just saying that the way that you now deal with that situation or that space is based on a past memory that may or may not be relevant today, right? There might not even be the same people there, right? There might not be the same ideas there. There may not be whatever. So what struck me when I was beginning to speak on this card was generational memory. Many of us within our families don't talk to a certain part of the whole side of our family. Like there's a whole side of our family that we have no idea. We don't know what the children were like. We don't know anything about them because something happened to some older person. Could not even be, it could be like 2 generations, you know, and we're not connecting with those individuals who are the offspring of that because of that. And we don't even know what the initial situation was. That's just an example, okay? So what I got in this, because what kept coming into my head was generational memory. So there's a sense of like, how are you moving in your life and what is it based on? Just giving yourself a moment of pause to reflect on, are you interacting with a certain individual because of something that they did to you 10, 15, 20 years ago? Or maybe something they didn't even do to you, but they did to somebody in your family, your grandmother, your great grandmother, you know, whatever it might be. Or, you know, if it's not in your family, if it's just like within a work environment or an institution, like you're no longer going to work in that field because when you first went to go work in that field, X, Y, and Z happened. And so therefore you're holding the memory of that and holding the grudge of that and moving in such a way that you're not moving in that direction, whether or not it's even the same people, the same job, the same corporation, whatever it might be. So this is just really telling you that in terms of the doors that are closing, it's going to be important for you to examine what is memory holding for you, what space, how is memory causing you to not be able to move freely in some area of your life and to let that go. Okay, whatever that is. That's the first thing I'm seeing here. So that's a memory. Let's see what else is going on in terms of what's closing and see if we can get some more clarity on that. And you've got unhappiness. Searching for contentment is a well-traveled path that can be elusive. The hunt for happiness may not conclude at the destination, but joy can be found during the journey itself. Okay, this actually kind of reminds me of this piece too, because there's a sense of like already making a determined idea about where something is going and where something is going to end and just sitting in the unhappiness of that. Okay, whether or not it has occurred or not, rather than enjoying each step of the process, right? Being in joy at where the present, what is actually happening, right? What is real and not illusion. Y'all, it's easy. We do this on a regular basis, like in terms of memory, in terms of illusion, in terms of sitting in some unhappiness that has to do with some future possibility, not even a reality. It might not even be the strongest odd of what's going to happen, but we're sitting here unhappy about it because we could get hit by a car tomorrow when we walk out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, we need to be really mindful of being present of where we are, okay? And this, again, is all talking about what's closing for you. These cards, too, are also speaking to what doors are kind of closing. And you've got wish will not be granted, a broken wishbone. You've got slowly but surely getting ahead. All right, so this is telling me very clearly, like, some past hurt, some past mistake, some past loss of some kind is moving away. All right. We're talking about what doors are closing, and this is a broken wishbone, and it is saying wish will not be granted. Okay. So this idea that something will not be able to manifest for you is also something that needs to close away out of your mind. All right. You're going to need to expand further. This idea of slowly but surely you're getting ahead. I'm also getting the sense that what's closing for you is this slowly piece, that things are going to start moving more quickly. You're going to need to take more action in the direction of your dreams and purpose. Let's see what the tarot was in terms of what's closing for you. Okay. And you've got the Page of Voices, the Seven of Emotions, which is going to be the Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Voices. Voices represent swords. Okay. So we're talking about what's moving away. When we think about the Seven of Emotions or the Seven of Cups, all right, we're looking at, oftentimes it speaks of choices or options, but sometimes the choices can feel overwhelming, like there's too many of them, that so much so that we can be a little bit paralyzed. So the sense that I'm getting here is the need for you to really embrace the choices, okay? Embrace the choice that you're going to do and move forward. This card speaks about illusions. It talks about fantasy. It talks about beginning to see what possibilities, what options are real and what options are illusion. So it takes me back to this idea of memory, okay? And really looking closely at what you're holding on to, the spaces in which you're acting out of a memory, whether it be your memory or someone else's memory that's been passed down to you. And begin to shift and look at things anew. Make different choices, because when you make different choices, you get different outcomes. Okay. So really, really thinking about that, loves. I really think that is a big theme here for you all, is in regards to looking at the truth of things. Okay. Now, the Page of Voices is going to be like your Page of Swords. And it really talks about curiosity in intellectual things, a restless energy, okay, but also a thirst for knowledge, a student, a learning, a needing to kind of align your actions with your words, all right? And so what I'm getting here in terms of what needs to be fading away is perhaps being too heavily in your mind and not taking action, getting lost in the illusion of things and not taking actions forward, okay? But allow yourself to lean into that side of the Page of Voices, which is going to be about feeding your intellectual curiosity, but not to the point where you're going down a rabbit hole of analysis paralysis, okay? So being mindful of how much you're allowing your intellect to drive you versus your gut, your intuition, your heart, okay? And the other reason why this seems really relevant here is that you've got the Eight of Voices. The Eight of Voices is the Eight of Swords. And you see here that this individual is not only blindfolded, but they're kind of tied up here. And this is about your own self-delusion. Okay, your own self, what's the word? Kind of like, almost like, for lack of a better word, like flogging kind of like beating yourself up in a certain type of way, okay? So it talks about imprisonment, restriction, feeling powerless or feeling persecuted, all right? Again, it's taking me back to this idea of what truths are you holding on to as truths when they are simply someone's perception, whether your perception or somebody else's perception at a different time that you have now carried into the reality of your world today. All right. What this is all about, what is closing for you. What is going to be closing for you is your own self-deception. You're holding on to memories that have been hurtful to you, that are no longer helping you, or that are in some way keeping you persecuted or restrained in some way in terms of doing what you need to do, bringing you unhappiness. All right? This is what is closing for you. And I love that for you because we want this to close and move on over to the side. All right? So we're moving it over, and we're going to bring in here now what doors are going to be opening for you at this time in your life. And you all got a little bit more cards because they just fell out. All right? You've got wrath and protection. Interesting. Wow. So crows, when they, if somebody is like under attack, like say a young is under attack or something like that, like they can have like a wrath, like they come together and they will like swoop down and make sure that they are fully protecting whatever it is that they need to protect. Wrath also speaks to a bit of anger. And so I feel like part of what is going to be happening for you in terms of doors opening up is you being able to release, because understand that all emotion is important, beloved. So pile number 3, even anger is a critical, important emotion. And I feel like many of you may have been holding your anger in, and that is not going to be helpful to you physically, mentally, or emotionally. All right. So it is important for you to be able to release the valve of your anger. And what I'm hearing in terms of doors opening for you is being able to find a protective space, a protective community, a protective person or establishment or therapist or whatever it might be, to really fully release what needs to be released and let go of. All right. There's going to be an opportunity for that to open for you. Oops. Sorry. I had some cards fall on the floor there. Hold on a sec. Okay, sorry about that. So also the other thing that you need to understand about wrath is that wrath is another dimension of anger. While there is healthy anger and there is healthy releasing, wrath can move you into the space of needing to not only be angry at somebody, but to gain revenge, okay? And that is when the anger can turn to a very negative and unhelpful energy. It's going to be harmful not only to the individual in which you may be directing your wrath, but it's going to be harmful to you as well. Not only physically, mentally, and emotionally, but karmically. Okay. So it's really important that you really think about, what is the situation, and consider what is the energy that you're creating from the level of anger that you have. Absolutely. Do you need to release? You do need to release, but you need to be able to find a safe place, because you want to understand, what are you creating? What resentment is being created? What is going to, how you're behaving is going to create your future outcomes, not only with this situation, but in other situations. Okay. So be mindful of your anger. So on one level, I'm saying, yes, absolutely. You need to express your anger. So those of you not been expressing your anger, allow yourself to release the valve and let that out. Those of you who are over expressing your anger, okay, and getting to the point of not only needing to release the anger, but needing to hurt others in the process, right? That's where you need to dial it back and get the support you need and think the situation all the way through. Okay. Think the situation all the way through. And then you've got this beautiful protection card. And I love this because it's really about protecting something that you are birthing, an idea, your new self. As you're in the process of transformation, we always often use that analogy of being in the cocoon, but the cocoon is a protective space, where you're being guarded over and guided, okay, as you go through a process of complete transformation, right? So there's this sense that what's opening for you is a protection of you as you go through this transformation. Let's see what else is going to be opening for you. So you've got cornflower. Learn from friendships old and new. All right. So again, there's this sort of ongoing theme here that we're getting of kind of forgiveness as well. Now you all got a couple of tea leaves too. You got 3, whereas everybody else got 2. So you got, let's see what you got. So you got great happiness, harp, career, interesting, and broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Now this is interesting because I literally was, as I was placing these cards, I literally was like, I'm going to place this card right here. And I didn't yet know what it was. But this makes sense to me because I feel like the guidance here is, as I was saying before, be mindful of your anger. I feel like your anger, whether it is expressed in a way that is over the top or unexpressed, okay, is could be problematic to an outcome of something that you're trying to resolve. So be very mindful. So it's not just about like, okay, I'm just not going to express my anger. No, because anger, it does not go away, right? It transforms into something else within your body. It can affect you physically, mentally, and emotionally, and it's a negative emotion that can be harmful. Okay. So it's important to be able to release it in a safe, protective, positive way. All right. So in terms of what is opening for you, we've got some wonderful, great happiness here and this idea of career. And I feel like those may be connected in terms of a great happiness coming within your career. Let's look at the tarot that I pulled in terms of what is opening for you. All right. And you got beautiful, the 8 of Pentacles, all this sort of transformation energy, the 10 of Pentacles, wonderful. And the 9 of Pentacles, look at that. And I definitely shuffled this deck, y'all. Y'all got the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. What an incredible journey. Okay, so first of all, abundance, 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 abundance. And abundance coming in from hard work, y'all. You have been doing the work. The door that is opening to you is abundance. Like on all physical, material abundance, physical world abundance, riches, if you will, like, monetary abundance, career abundance, foundational abundance, like abundance with your home, abundance with your sort of kind of key relationships, like in terms of like the foundation of them. Okay. Just really beautiful. So this 8 of Pentacles, in terms of what's opening for you, what they're saying is continue your due diligence. Continue working on the things that you are trying to manifest in your life. Continue to get up and do the work every day in terms of what you need to do, whatever it is that you're manifesting, whether you're working towards something in school, in a career or something, whether you're, doing a second career in your life, whether you're retiring and working on projects that are going to bring you joy and manifest things in your life, whatever it may be, whether it be your own internal personal growth, whatever it is, what Spirit is saying is continue to do your diligent work. That's what the 8 of Pentacles represents. It's just steadily, slowly but surely doing the work every day and building abundance, right? And then you've got the 10 of Pentacles, which I'm going to come to, but you've got the 9 of Pentacles, which is so great because it's like the 9 of Pentacles is like, it's coming to a place of harvest, right? So it's coming to a place of like you've done the work and you are seeing the fruits of your labor, right? She is wow. I mean, she is just she has everything that she needs. She has met the needs that she needed to get to receive the abundance that she needed. And she did it from hard work. This is a self-satisfaction, a self-fulfillment space that everybody wants to get to, right? I love that it's got a little snail up here for various reasons. But that this little snail is also kind of representing that she slowly got to this place of abundance, right? But it is going to be a prosperous space that is long lasting. All right. And then to top it all off, you got the 10 of Pentacles, which is like that happily ever after card, where there is abundance of really the world, if you will, abundance of family and community. There is joy. Things are continuing to flourish because you are moving in a space of total abundance. I mean, what a beautiful open door. Okay. So the open doors that I'm seeing for you all is great. I can't even, I'm trying to find the word, massive, right? Massive material wealth and abundance. I'm also hearing, when we were talking about this idea of generational memory, there's a sense of generational wealth. And sometimes our generational memory can keep us from our generational wealth. Understanding that wealth comes in a lot of different ways, but this is also talking about physical wealth, okay? So it is literally talking about coins, y'all. So it's talking about coins, but it's also talking about how else does wealth show up? Like generational joy, generational love, generational peace, generational contentment, right? So by dealing with and looking at the memory, right, that we have, and pushing aside and looking at closely the light of things, you are going to be able to step fully into this new door of abundance. Love it. This is so beautiful, y'all. Really, really, y'all keep me in mind because you got some generational wealth and abundance really fully flowing into your open doors. All right. So be mindful of your anger, but look at your career. Look at where you're moving forward. Look at what you're bringing in. All right. Let's see what guidance from Spirit is here. Thinking of you. A loving thought, serendipity. Wow. What a beautiful message from Spirit. So this is really it just looks like it's so bright and divine light in there, as if like God is just sort of shining down on you as you step into your next phase, into your next door, right? How could God not be shining down on you with all of this incredible abundance that is showing up here, right? Generational wealth. All right. So there's a sense here. I'm also getting that this loving thought is not only coming from like your higher power or God, and that's really deep actually, because this pile, just FYI, fell on the floor completely, like in one full stack when I was doing the other reading. And what that was telling to me, because when I picked it up, I heard like the ancestors are speaking through this reading as well. So I'm glad that I just remembered that again, because I need to share with you that I feel like this part, what I got hit with, sorry, I'm speaking too fast. What I got hit with in regards to generational memory, generational wealth, is also like your ancestors and your spirit guides are shining down on you. Understand that when people pass over to the other side, they have a different perspective. So what they may have ranted and raved about somebody or some situation or something their entire life. Okay. Like we all knew grandma couldn't stand Miss Pat. Okay. Just as an example. Okay. For whatever reason, they had a dispute when they was young and they hate each other. Right. So, but when they get to the other side, they have a different perspective. All right. And oftentimes we're holding on to what they were holding on to this life, and they're trying to tell us, beloveds, it's okay. All right. It's okay. What I told you, that maybe that's what I thought at that moment, but things have shifted. Tap into the energy of your guides and your ancestors. They are sending you, I can feel it in this energy, just a loving embrace, pile 3. Those of you who are in this pile, your ancestors are really, really proud of you, and they are going to be walking with you in this this next phase, in this next open door of abundance. Because understand that when you are healing memory or generational wounds, you are healing. We are not on a linear timeline. So you are healing wounds from the past, the present, and the future. Okay. So that's why your ancestors are like stepping up. They're like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. They're 100% behind you. Okay. So that is gorgeous, beautiful energy. Now, what is going on here? Okay, here we go. So here's the tarot from Guidance from Spirit. Okay. And you've got the 7 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands. Well, y'all, this is an abundant reading. Okay. It doesn't get any better than this. So this is Guidance from Spirit, and they're telling you, be patient. Your harvest is coming. The 7 of Pentacles represents that time of like continuing to do your due diligence. But even though you feel like I've put the work in, but I'm not seeing any results, your ancestors and your spirit guides are saying, hold on. It is coming. It is literally blossoming underneath the earth and coming to fruition for you. Okay. Your abundance is coming in, right? And then you go right into the 8 and the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles, okay? And then right here, you've got the 6 of Wands, which is all about not only great success, but success that is recognized. And I feel like because this is coming from Spirit too, it's like what I was saying, because I feel that in this reading, that your ancestors are celebrating you. Like they are recognizing you for the work that you are doing, and they are celebrating you, but you're also going to be celebrated in this physical plane, in this earth plane. Okay. So that's beautiful because they're guiding you toward success. You're moving toward success. And then again, you got the 10 of Pentacles, which, as I said, is the, some people say the wish fulfillment or the life happily ever after card. It's like there is joy with the family. There is joy within community. Even the dog is happy, y'all. The abundance is overflowing so much that you are able to give back easily, from your overflow. So that is gorgeous guidance, y'all. So let's finish it on out with these final cards here. You've got soul. Wow. You are stepping into your soul purpose. That's why there's so much generational abundance here and energy in this reading. Pile number 3, the door that is opening for you is very significant. Okay. It's really important that you let go of this restriction that you've been putting on yourself, this sense of unhappiness, this sense of holding on to losses that no longer serve you, and that you embrace opening this door that your ancestors are wanting to guide you and push you through. I have a feeling that many of you who are listening to this reading are already deeply tapped in with your ancestors and are already been getting intuitive messages about how to move yourself forward, what is on the path of your soul purpose. Listen, beloved. Listen to the urgings of your soul. Listen to the urgings of the divine. Listen to the urgings of your ancestors, okay? Because they are speaking loudly and clearly. All right. And then you've got, I've pulled these vision board cards. I almost feel like, wow, look at that. Strong faith. Look at that. Look at that eye. This is your own third eye. This is you tapping into whatever your faith is, whatever your higher power is, tapping into the divine, okay? Connecting with your ancestors, connecting with the guides, the light that walks with you, okay? Whatever that might be for you, embrace your faith. Embrace your faith, y'all. It is going to help you to be able to fully receive all of the joy. I feel like I'm going to tear up. All of the joy that is coming to you, okay? The internal joy is a blessing that is just hard to even fathom, right? But to have that internal joy, to know that your guides are walking with you, to, not only have your own internal vision and third eye actively guiding you, right? But to have the whispers of the divine and the whispers of your ancestors with you as well. And then you said number 1 with nature here. You've got number 1 with nature. So again, nature is going to be a space of replenishment. Okay. And I say again, because it actually showed up in the other reading, not in this reading, but in this reading is coming on very, very strongly because of the placement of it, that Spirit is telling you to tap into nature. Go for a walk in the woods. Even if it's winter time where you are right now, put on a jacket and get out in nature. You know, you don't have to get out there a long time period of time, but just get out there, get out in nature. Listen to the whispers in the wind. Listen to the whispers of the trees. Listen to the whispers of the water if you're near water, okay? Listen, watch the sun rise. Even if you're in an urban setting in a city, allow yourself to really contemplate and meditate on the vastness of the sun that rises and gifts us every day. You know, just allow yourself to soak in that energy because it will refuel you and help you to continue to move on your journey. So these are the messages that I have for you all. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reading. I want to claim it as my own. I want to say that you got some beautiful, abundant things coming forward for you. What's important for you to do is be honest with yourself. Listen to your anger. Release it in a safe way. Let go of memories that are either yours or have been passed down to you for some reason. And begin to try to look at things with fresh eyes. Tap into your intuition and your third eye. Trust the whispers that you're hearing from the divine and your ancestors. They are very strongly present for you all. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into the Abundant Joy Tarot. It's a pleasure to have you here. If this reading resonated with you, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment. Let me know what resonates with you. It always brings me abundant joy to hear from you. Also, if there's any ideas that you have for readings, please share them. Know that I am doing personal readings at this time, and I would be more than happy to do a personal reading for you. If you are interested, please drop me an email at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com, and I will get back to you. My readings are very detailed, very personal. I do them via Zoom, and they are very, very well priced. I'll say that. So please check it out. I would love to do it for you. It definitely will give you even greater insight into your specific path, as all of these readings are obviously general readings, although this felt very personal. But anyway, I hope that you all have a joyfully abundant day, and I will see you in the next reading. Okay, bye.